The desert moon of Arcturus. 9 was a harsh place to learn diplomacy. The air shimmered with silver dust that scraped against breathing filters, and the twin suns cooked anything unshielded in minutes. I wasn't supposed to be here for adventure. I was a maintenance technician, newly assigned to the Galactic Peace Corps' forward base. My main job was cleaning mech joints, recalibrating hydration valves, and making sure no one's suit clogged with dust. But the day Commander Thalia Vorn arrived changed everything. She was Elvari, a humanoid species famed for their crystalline blood and armor that shimmered like liquid metal. She was taller than me by a head, with violet eyes that seemed to reflect every light source at once. When she entered the bay, the entire crew straightened up like cadets. Even I stopped mid-weld, the torch flickering out. "Technician Rowan," she said, glancing at her holopad, "you're assigned to maintenance on my armor unit. Effective immediately." I nearly dropped the torch. "Me, ma'am." "I mean, yes, Commander." She gave the faintest nod, her expression unreadable. "Good. Begin immediately. And don't scratch it." Everyone knew the Elvari armor was sacred. Each piece was bonded through a nanite ritual, attuned to the wearer's biofrequency. To them it wasn't equipment, it was alive. I thought she just meant be careful. I didn't realize how personal the act was. The cleaning ritual. The maintenance bay was quiet that night, just the hum of grav stabilizers and the distant whine of drones. Commander Vorn had left her armor on the rack, a gleaming sculpture of dark glass and silver veins. It almost seemed to breathe. I was supposed to clean and recalibrate it. Standard protocol. The manual said, use solvent type 13A for polymer composites. Avoid contact with core seals. So I got my brushes, gloves, and ultrasonic pads ready. But when I wiped the first streak of sand off the armor's chest plate, it shivered, froze. The surface rippled like water. A faint sound, almost like a sigh, escaped the interlocking plates. Right, I muttered to myself. Adaptive bioalloy. Sensitive to touch. Totally normal. I went slower, careful not to disturb any seals. The armor responded to every movement, shifting its patterns, glowing faintly where I touched it. The strange thing was, it looked back. As I moved around it, the faceplate's reflective surface seemed to track me. I knew it wasn't alive, or at least I thought it wasn't, but my pulse raced anyway. Hours passed. I adjusted the knee servos, cleaned the internal vents, and finally took a soft cloth to polish the insignia on the chest. A swirling sunburst, the mark of the Elvari vanguard. Then, as I wiped it, the armor emitted a low harmonic tone. The air grew warm. What the? I stepped back. The plates unfolded like petals, light blooming from within. Before I could move, the armor's internal systems activated, and Commander Vorn herself stepped into the bay. "What are you doing?" she asked sharply. I straightened. I was cleaning your armor, ma'am. Routine maintenance." Her eyes widened as she looked at the glowing chest plate. The tone deepened, melodic, resonant. "By the stars," she whispered. "You completed the bonding touch." "The what?" She stared at me, genuinely stunned. "You just proposed to me." "The misunderstanding." My brain short-circuited. I think there's been a mistake," I stammered. "I was just trying to be polite. Your armor was dusty and—" She raised a hand, her expression unreadable. Among my people, the act of cleansing one's armor with one's own hands and polishing the heartplate while it sings. It is the oldest courtship ritual. You have declared intent to unite your life forces. Blink. To what now? To bond, Technician Rowan. Her voice was calm, but I caught the tremor in it. Elvari rarely showed emotion, but her pupils dilated slightly, her armor pulsing in sync with her heartbeat. I swear I didn't mean. You think I don't know human customs? She interrupted, crossing her arms. You clean what you respect. You offer your hands to another's burden. That is not so different. I felt my ears burning. Commander, I was just doing my job. She studied me for a long moment, then sighed. Intent or not, the ritual has been acknowledged. The armor recognized you. I looked at the chest plate. The sunburst insignia now glowed faintly, and when I leaned closer, my reflection showed a faint shimmer of silver across my eyes. Oh, that's not good. Middle part 2. The consequences. By morning, the base was buzzing with rumors. Apparently, when I proposed to Commander Vorn, the armor broadcast a bonding signal detectable across the Elvari fleet. Protocol demanded a formal response ceremony within 48 hours, or the proposal would stand unchallenged, making me her chosen partner by default. I'm so fired, I muttered to Lieutenant Hannah, my only friend on base. She laughed so hard she nearly dropped her tablet. Rowan, you might be the first human ever to accidentally marry an Elvari war hero. It's not funny, I hissed. Her people think it's official. Hannah grinned. You have to admit you've got a type. Emotionally unavailable alien commanders. Groaned. Meanwhile, Commander Vorn avoided me, at least at first. She confined herself to the command center, overseeing patrols, never saying more than a curt nod in passing. Then late that night she appeared at my quarters. Technician, she said softly. May I enter? I nodded, trying not to panic. She stepped inside, the door sliding shut behind her. Without armor, she looked almost human. The crystalline glow under her skin shimmered like frost under moonlight. I spoke with the elders, she said. They confirmed that the bonding sequence is incomplete. There is a way to dissolve it. Good, I said quickly. Let's do that. Her gaze flickered, almost disappointed. It requires both parties to enter the memory nexus, to share a fragment of truth. Truth. A memory that defines who you are. It will decide whether the bond was mistake or destiny. I exhaled slowly. Commander, I promise. Your destiny had nothing to do with this. I just had a rag and good intentions. She smiled faintly. We shall see. The memory nexus, the ritual chamber, glowed with pale blue light. Floating strands of energy formed a sphere between us. I stood opposite Commander Vorn, our fingers resting on the interface nodes. Do not resist, she said. The nexus reads what you feel, not what you say. I'll try not to embarrass myself. The light pulsed, and suddenly I was elsewhere. Memories unfolded. Not mine but hers. I stood on a burning world, red clouds streaking across the sky. She was younger, her armor gleaming, leading troops through chaos. Then I saw her cradle a fallen comrade, whispering words I couldn't understand as fire rained around her. Her voice echoed, we fight, we fall, but we never bond without purpose. Then it shifted, my memory now. A small Earth workshop, my father teaching me how to repair old drones. Respect the craft, he'd say. If something protects others, you treat it with care. The two memories overlapped. Her armor, my hands, protection, respect, loss. When the light faded, we were back in the chamber. Her expression had softened. You meant no insult, she said quietly. You simply showed care. I nodded, exhausted. I didn't know your people took it so literally. She hesitated, then smiled, the first real smile I'd seen from her. Among the Elvari, intent and action are the same. You cared for what is part of me. The armor recognized sincerity. So, We can dissolve the bond now. Yes, she said, stepping closer. But it would be regrettable. Middle part 3. The battle before either of us could speak further, the alarms blared. Unauthorized ships breaching orbit. Hannah's voice crackled through the comms. Pirate signatures. Thereafter our fuel stores. Commander Vorn's demeanor shifted instantly. Prepare defenses. Technician with me. I followed her to the hangar, where her armor was already active, plates unfolding like wings. She looked at me. The bond grants shared command protocols. The armor will respond to your touch. Wait, you mean? She placed a hand on my shoulder. You are linked now, whether by mistake or fate. Fight with me. I didn't have time to argue. As the pirate ships descended, the base's cannons roared. Commander Vorn leaped into the fray, armor blazing, cutting through enemy drones with arcs of plasma. When one of the attack craft broke through the defenses, she was knocked back, and I ran forward without thinking, catching her before she hit the deck. The armor flared bright silver, merging briefly around us both. Energy surged through me, heat, power, and a pulse that wasn't entirely mine. Together we moved as one. I saw through her eyes, every calculation, every tactical prediction. She felt my instincts, my human recklessness, and for a moment it worked. We fought side by side until the last pirate ship fled into the void. When silence returned, the armor dimmed, and we stood amid smoking wreckage, still holding onto each other. Her breathing slowed. You saved me. I guess that makes us even. Ending. The choice days later, the official report called it a successful defense operation. But for the Elvari, it was something else entirely. The shared bond under fire had sealed the ritual. Voluntarily. The elders contacted Commander Vorn via hololink. The bond stands, they said. You may dissolve it, but both parties must renounce it together. She looked at me afterward, silent for a long time. You can say no, I said. You deserve someone who understands your customs, not a human idiot with a cleaning rag. She tilted her head. Perhaps understanding is built, not inherited. And blinked. Is that yes or no? She stepped closer, her gaze soft but steady. When you touched my armor, you offered care without expectation. That is rare, even among my kind. If the bond remains, it is not an accident. It is choice. I swallowed hard. You're serious. Her smile returned, small, genuine. You cleaned my armor, Rowan. You might as well learn to share it. Epilogue. 2 suns months later, the base had rebuilt. The war was over, and peace treaties stretched across the sector. Commander Thalia Vorn, or just Thalia, as she now allowed me to call her, stood beside me at the observation deck. Her armor shimmered faintly, reflecting the twin suns. Do you regret it? She asked quietly. Cleaning your armor. Smiled. Every time I see you polish it now, I feel like I should propose again. She laughed, a sound like chimes. Among the Elvari, marriage requires only one proposal. But cleaning together, that is forever. We watched the horizon, silver dust swirling in the light. Somewhere in the hum of the base, our armor unit stood side by side. Mine still human-made, hers ancient and luminous, both carrying the faint echo of a mistake that became something far more. And as the sun set, she reached for my hand. For once, I didn't overthink it. I squeezed back.